Hey y'all, welcome back to my garden. Thank you for meeting me in the garden today. I am Barbara. I'm in Tennessee. I'm in Zone 7B. I'm excited on this video, as I always am, because we in the garden, y'all. We in the garden. And so I thought I'd turn on the camera and take you along with me. I've been gone all week, and so it's been about 4 days since I've been out here and seen the garden. So I thought we would just walk through, do a quick garden update, and we should have some stuff to harvest, shouldn't we? If we're a gardener, we should have some stuff to harvest. So let's see what we have to harvest. I'm in the back of the house. That's where I'm starting. And so if you're brand new here, this is where my garden started 4 years ago. So I'm a brand new gardener. I say brand new because 4 years is like, you know, a little bit. But anyway, this is where my garden started, with these raised beds. And so you'll see that a couple of them are a little dilapidated, but that's okay because we still grow food. But let's walk around and see what's going on back here. And I'm really interested to see. So let me kind of set up what you're going to see. So most of these beds, or 2 of these beds, have my Roma tomatoes in them. And so over the last, I would say, month, out of the last 30 days, 2 weeks of those was nothing but rain every single day, heavy rain every single day. And so the temperatures were mild, but it was raining. And so the ground got saturated, all the things. And so my Roma tomatoes were doing good in terms of they were looking good, but they were not blushing. So as soon as the rain abated and the sunshine came out, over the last week, they've started to blush. And before I left to go out of town, as I was picking my Roma tomatoes, I threw away more than I picked, that I brought in my house, because the bugs had gotten to them. So I'm anxious to see. I have not looked. I'm going to do it with you. I'm anxious to see if we have some Roma tomatoes that we can actually take in the house. So let me go grab a basket and let's get to picking. Okay, so I'm heading to the first bed that has the Roma tomatoes. You can see they're hanging off the side. I'm starting to pick. So far, so good. The first 2 I picked did not have any damage. Y'all, before I left to go out of town, we went through this bed. We literally threw away more than we brought in the house. It was very, I'm not going to say disheartening. I wasn't discouraged because these kind of things happen. But I was like, man, these are the only Roma tomatoes I have, these 2 beds in the back of my house. And so I specifically grew these for tomato sauce, or pizza sauce or spaghetti sauce, but I grew them specifically for sauce. That's all I plan to do with them. I may make some soup, but really the goal is to make sauce. So I really, really want these to thrive and for me to be able to bring some tomatoes in the house. This bed also has a lot of weeds. We weeded it a lot before we left. It was worse than that, but I'm getting rid of the weeds and I'm still picking tomatoes. So far, we are to the good. Okay, we're just getting started. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 in my basket. I've only thrown away 1 in that little bit. So let me show you. They are, that one has a little bit of something, but I can cut off the bottom part once it finished blushing. But looking good. Looking good. So let's talk a little bit about Roma tomatoes. And let me actually turn the camera around and show you before I pick them all so that you can see what they look like before they get in my basket. Okay, so you can see the tomatoes. They are loaded. You can see I have several blushing, but also several that are not blushing. That'll be ready hopefully in the next couple of days. So I'm hoping I can get a really good harvest from this bed. This whole bed was planted with Roma tomatoes. So I always explain this every time because there's always going to be a new gardener that does not know this. And I remember being that new gardener that didn't know it. And I wish somebody would have explained when I was watching the video. So Roma tomatoes are a determinate tomato variety. So tomatoes are either determinate or indeterminate. And basically what that means, a determinate variety has a determined height and a determined amount of harvest, meaning it's going to put on all of its harvest at one time. So these Roma tomatoes are, like you said, like you see, are loaded down. They put on all their fruit at once. Once I pick every tomato out of here, it's not going to produce anymore, right? And I can really just pull the plant because it's done. versus an indeterminate tomato grows to an indeterminate amount of height, and it continues to put on fruit throughout the whole season. That is the difference. So Roma tomatoes are a paste tomato, and I'm specifically growing these for sauce. And so I have 2 beds of Roma tomatoes. Let's see how many we can get that the bugs didn't get before us. So we'll keep harvesting. Y'all, can somebody say the bugs didn't win this round? Yes, we have tomatoes. Oh, do I see one that's not? Oh, that's okay, buddy. We'll let you, whatever. Look at that. Look at that, y'all. Half of the basket is full from that one bag. The bugs did not win that round. I did throw away some. I probably threw away maybe 6. Quick math. So I say we won that round. So I have one more bed with Roma tomatoes. Let's go over here and take a look and see how many more we can get. Okay, so I filled the basket just a little bit more. That particular bed has, it's loaded, but there were not as many that were blushing. So I probably picked maybe 8 or so to add to the basket. But y'all, look at that. Look at that. Look, we still winning. We are still winning. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you a couple of the other beds and we'll see if we have some green beans to harvest. This is the bed where I pulled the second set of Roma tomatoes. You can see one, I don't have as many plants. This only half of this bed is planted with Romas, and they are there, but they're not as many that are blushing. On the right hand side are bell peppers that are there. They're supposed to be orange bell peppers. They haven't turned yet, and so I'll just wait until they turn. You can see some of the tomatoes there. And in this bed here, look at this beauty. Wait for it. Look at that. That is the firecracker red, if I'm not mistaken, sunflower. And it is full of bees up there. They are just a buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. But in this bed, it's I don't want to say half cocked, but it is like half planted. There's only like, I got some marigolds in there. It's the bed that I just never got finished planting. Life, y'all. But in here it has some sriracha peppers, which is nothing but a hybrid jalapeno. I'm waiting for them to turn red. It's loaded, but I'm like, I need you to turn red. So there's 2 of those there, 3 of those, and then the rest is 2 marigolds and a sunflower. This bed here, half of this side, that side is sweet potatoes. They seem to be growing pretty good. And then this side is green beans. I already see we have some green beans, which is great because I actually need these for dinner. Oh, okay. You decided you didn't want to be in here no more? That's okay. We're going to get your green beans that you've left for us. These are the J green beans. And I'm gonna come over there and tell you about what I think about these J green beans. But first, let me pick them all and see how many we get. Okay, that's a sweet potato. Okay. Okay, guys, I have, I would say 2 big handfuls of green beans, the jade green beans. So, they're going through the slat. Let me set this down. Okay, guys, I got about a half of a basket of these jade green beans. The sun keeps moving. Let me see if I can find a better spot. It's actually quite pleasant out here, which is, because this is like, it ain't even early morning, it's like mid-morning, and I'm out here and I'm actually surviving. It's not really that bad. And when the sun is not beaming down on me, it's like very pleasant. It's only going to be like 85 today, which is a blessing. And I'll take it, because otherwise I would not be out here at this time of the day. But look, I got about a half a basket full of the jade green beans. And so if you guys been following my green bean debacle, you know that in the beginning of the season, I was like, look, I'm about to get aggressive. I did a video about it. I'm about to get aggressive with these green beans because I need a bucket of green beans like everybody else. And so I finally got my bucket of green beans, which were the Kentucky Wonder, which is some pole beans that's in my outside garden. And the jade green beans were just starting to flower. And so I have not done a review, so to speak, on the jade green bean. I like the jade green bean. Now, I have not tasted it, but I will be, because this is going to be for dinner. So I will let you guys know how I like the taste. But so far, they have been producing well. This is just like from 5 plants. I had like half of that row left because that bed was supposed to be all sweet potatoes. I could not find enough sweet potato slips. And so I planted what I had. I didn't have enough for the whole bed. So the rest of the row, that last row, I just planted with jade green beans. And so this is the, the product of that. Y'all know I hate to leave beds empty. Now that other bed out there is, like I said, half cocked, is empty. That's just because I ain't had time. But if I can fill up the bed, I'm filling up the bed. Because look, y'all, that one row, that's enough for a meal. That's at least enough for 2 people. Maybe even 3. Because, I mean, who puts like a heaping thing of green beans on their plate? They get, it's a side. It's not the whole meal. So we can feed 3 people with this. And that's what we're going to do, because it's going to be for dinner. I'm going to go down to the tunnel and see, because I have some more jade green beans in a raised bed down there. I'm going to see if I have more to pick. But so far, y'all, I do like the jade green bean. And yes, I will grow it again. What I like about it is, okay, so let's look and see how it looks. It's firm, and it stays firm for a couple of days even after I pick it. But it literally just snaps, and it's no string. The Kentucky Wonder is string, so it just snaps. You see that? Just like that. No strings whatsoever, so I like that. The Kentucky Wonder has started to be prolific, so to speak. But when you snap them, there's always that string. And I wonder, I've never grown pole green beans before this summer. Are all pole green beans have a string that you gotta let me know, because I don't know. But anyway, y'all, look, we got us a basket of Roma tomatoes to make beautiful sauce. And if you're a new gardener, I talked about the 2 different types of tomatoes, determinate and indeterminate. But also within that, you have paste tomatoes, slicing tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, all the things. A paste tomato, which is a Roma, is one that does not have a lot of juice and seeds. So that's why it's perfect for sauce, because it's going to make your sauce thicker, and it's not going to be as watery as if you used a beefsteak tomato to make tomato sauce. Now, can you use a beefsteak tomato to make sauce? You can. It's going to be more watery, right? So you're going to cook it a little bit longer to thicken it up and all the things. Versus if you use a Roma tomato, then it's going to be thicker. These are also, these are the green beans. But the Roma tomatoes are also good for like tomato soup and things like that. So I'm hoping I get at least 2 more big baskets of Roma tomatoes. That'll be good. I can make sauce, and I can make some tomato bisque. We made tomato bisque last summer. If you didn't see that video, this is the time. Go back and do that video, because this is the time of the summer season when all the tomatoes are coming in full swing, especially for those of you that are in the Pacific Northwest or like A, B or something like that. Your harvests are just coming in. We in Zone 7, we've been having tomatoes. Y'all just now getting them, and we on our way out and y'all on your way in. So if you have not made tomato bisque and you like tomato bisque, so good when you make it with homegrown fresh tomatoes. So I am so excited. We got our Roma tomatoes, because the bugs did not win, y'all. They did not win this round. We won. And we have some green beans, which is great. So thank you guys so much for joining me today on this video and meeting me in the garden. There's nothing like getting up in the morning and you've been gone for a few days and you go out there to see what has happened. It is one of the best feelings. I want to inspire you to keep growing food. Remember, gardening is a journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.